City Pahokee meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. May we please stand for the invocation provided by Commissioner McPherson Sr., followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear heavenly and gracious God, we come to you with bowed heads and humble hearts, Father. Father, we ask that you give us divine wisdom, Father, to move your city forward, Father. We ask that you just touch each and every member of this commission and this local body of city employees, as well as all of our residents, Father. That your precious anointing will go with us as we try to move your city forward, Father. We just thank you, Father, and we be so careful to give you all the praises and all the glory, Father. Father, we ask that whatever is done here today, that it be pleasing in your sight, Father. In Jesus' name, we give you all the glory and all the praises. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Babb.
Present.
Vice Mayor Cowan Williams. Commissioner McDonald.
Present.
Commissioner McPherson.
Present.
Commissioner Scott.
Present.
City Manager.
Present.
City Attorney.
Here.
City Clerk is present.
Thank you, City Clerk. Thank you, Commissioners. Thank you, staff. Most importantly, thank our audience for being here this afternoon to participate in our deliberation in our City Commission meeting. We have a short agenda, but nonetheless, we're going to take care of business as we go along. At this time, City Manager, interim City Manager, do we have any additions to the agenda?
No, Mayor, there are no additions or deletions.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we're City Clerk. Do we have any residents who completed any comments cards?
Yes, sir. For this section of the agenda, we have two PSAs. The first one is going to be by Ms. Annie Eiffel.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, residents of Pahokee and the Glaze community. Annie Eiffel with Healthier Glaze. Good evening. Just wanted to talk a little bit about some upcoming events. I know you're doing a proclamation tonight for breast cancer awareness, but this weekend, just for the residents in the community to know, we're going to be doing two major events this weekend. On Friday, we're doing our Tea and Conversation. That's being sponsored by Empower Healthcare. That will be from 12 to 2 here at the Pahokee Parks and Rec in the cafeteria. So this is going to be an opportunity for residents to learn more about issues that impact women and their health. And then the Saturday, we'll be out on the football field for our Muck Sweating Cheers Glaze Pink Walk. It starts at 8 a.m. It's not late if anybody's interested in participating. This is a fundraiser where we're raising funds to support local programs that support folks who are dealing with cancer. And so this year, the recipient is the Pink Warriors out of Hendry County, but they do a lot of work here in the Glaze. And so we'll be doing that on Saturday, 8 o'clock. We'll do the walk first, then we'll do a little exercise activity with Ms. Dean with Zumba, and then it'll be followed by a brunch for all the participants who participate in the walk. So that's for that. And then you should receive the flyer for Arts on the Muck. October is Train the Brain campaign. Palm Health Foundation, who is our funder, is doing a series of activities to address issues around brain health throughout Palm Beach County. We're doing one specifically in the Glaze and tying it in with the upcoming Muck Bowl, so that's why I say Arts on the Muck. It's going to be at the Lois Lewis Mary O. Evans Center from 11 to 2. It's going to be a luncheon, activities, and education and information for folks to understand the connection between the arts and brain health. And one of the things we got to address is the social isolation that a lot of our residents are dealing with in our communities. We got a lot of folks that are lonely and on their own. And one of the things, when you're isolated, it can increase your chances of dementia and Alzheimer's. So one of the things we're trying to do is encourage more social connections, social interactions within Glaze residents in the community. So I just wanted to just share with you some upcoming events. So that one will be at the Lois Lewis Center from 11 to 2. It's open to anyone, anybody can come. And with that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody got questions? I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
Is there only one place that can go and get all that information? It's
I know. Well, I did bring flyers for the Arts on the Muck in the back. If you go to Facebook and go to Healthier Glaze, just type in Healthier Glaze, you'll see all the flyers of the stuff that we have going on. And just so you know, even though I say Healthier Glaze, a lot of this stuff is more of Healthier Glaze supporting community residents who want to do things in the community. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Eifel.
The last PSA is going to be from David Burke of the Jack Brewer Foundation. You may go to the podium.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is David Burke. I'm the Director of Distribution and Transportation for the Jack Brewer Foundation. And I'm out here to just say a little bit about the Jack Brewer Foundation. Jack Brewer Foundation is a Christian ministry. It's about 19 years old. We're in 20 different prisons throughout the state, including the women's prison in Lowell. And our objective is family unification, and we take returning citizens and we house them, and they're involved in our program inside. It's called the H2FI Second Chance Fatherhood Initiative Program. We have a curriculum and a evidence-based program. It's a 3-year program within the Department of Corrections and also all the state facilities with GEO Group. And we also do hurricane relief missions. We've been on 16 missions since Hurricane Helene and Milton. And Mr. Jack Brewer is an ordained minister. He's a anointed man of God. And he doesn't have to do any of it, but he cares about the people. And the people that work under him also care about the people. And all we do is we look to serve. We hold a distribution in South Bay every Saturday. In the last 3 years, we've distributed over 4 million pounds of food. We pick up from several different locations. We're in partnership with Feeding South Florida. And I am also a returning citizen. Mr. Jack Brewer, I met him while I was incarcerated in a South Bay Correctional Institution. I spent over 25 years in the Department of Corrections, and he's seen the potential in me. I was involved in the program. I was also involved in the veterans group in there. I educated myself while I was inside and made a lot of corrective changes in my behavior through the Jack Brewer Foundation Second Chance Fatherhood Initiative program. I started out in that with Jack as a volunteer every Saturday because I had 2 other jobs. Jack liked my work ethic, plus me coming up to the front every week during his classes and sessions, and he noticed me. We also hold a Zoom Bible study every Tuesday night, or at 9:30 to 10:30. We have a substance abuse class every Thursday morning, and we have a morning team huddle every morning at 6:45 and at 7:30 we have a 5-day-a-week prayer call line that everybody jumps on and joins in. Jack took on this mission. He had a vision for God. We had a National Fatherhood Center in Washington, D.C., and we take on clients from the Department of Corrections and GEO Group. And once again, we only get the creme of the creme because it is an evidence-based program based on their attendance, based on their dedication to the program and self-betterment of themselves. And everything's documented and submitted to the state of Florida. We're under a grant, and we answer to the state of Florida. All of our facilities are state facilities. We have one here in Pahokee on Cypress. We have 3 others in Palm Beach County and West Palm Beach. We're in Lakeland, Tallahassee, and Pensacola as well. And,
Sir. I apologize, sir, your time is up. We gave
Okay.
up to 3 minutes, so
Oh, I
we'll
didn't know
certainly
that. I'm
be
sorry.
happy to invite you back to do a presentation at some future date so we can get a better idea and understanding of your programs.
Are we allowed to ask
Mayor
a question?
Mayor, I have a few questions.
Yeah, I do too.
This is, this is citizen comment. We're going out of the normal range.
Well, I think this,
Citizen comments.
So I can get up after he finished then?
If you have a card completed, you can.
Well,
This is not, this is for agenda
this
items.
particular section is
Agenda items.
PSA and agenda items.
This is for
Or
public
public
service.
announcement.
This is for public service announcements.
Public service
and
announcements,
agenda
citizen
items.
comments, right. Yeah, there are 3 minutes presentation on that.
Well, public service is like, so I can get up now and then I can get up at the end.
Mayor, the general public comments are at the end still.
Right, correct.
This is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
general public comments, he advised us when he bring it to the city, I thought. And you said up there, said he got 3 minutes. How you-
that is correct. I
That-
did not know I had 3 minutes. I apologize. I
What
would
do
have-
you have him under?
Each section, the speakers get 3 minutes. So what is a PSA, public comment, 3 minutes are provided. So.
And
these
I've
were supposed
already
to be
extended an invitation. At some
Agenda
point, we'll be happy to invite him back to do a presentation. This is not a presentation, it's a public comment time and public service announcements. 3 minutes.
No,
If you have a card and you're speaking on an agenda item, you can get up and speak at this
That's
time.
an agenda item, what he
That was a
put on?
public comment
I
time.
got a public comment too.
that's at the end. That's at the end.
You telling me that's what.
Sir, you're out of order right now.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
Thank you.
out tonight.
Thank you, sir, for your comments.
thank you.
And again, we will invite you back at a future date if you would like to do a presentation, which would be a little longer than the 3 minutes comments. Thank you.
Mayor,
All right, I
may I
apologize.
request permission to ask a question?
This is public, we're giving the public the opportunity to speak on agenda items.
Thank you, sir.
I can go now, cause I got my card.
No, sir, it's not the time for that particular section. So I'm going to yield back to the mayor. I don't want to take over the meeting.
Okay.
What she mean is not that time?
It's not your time to speak. You don't have a comment card completed for agenda items.
Just touch. Don't say I don't have a comment on agenda item, yes I do. It's just about what you just said then, that's.
Ms. Love, you're interrupting, you're out of order. You have one more time to interrupt this meeting, and I'm going to ask the officers to escort you out. City Clerk, do we have any additional comments card completed by residents on agenda items only? at
No,
this
sir,
time?
not this section.
Thank you. Okay, we don't have any other comments for agenda items only. We do have 2 proclamations. City Attorney, the first proclamation.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the first proclamation, whereas city government is the government closest to the most citizens and the one with the most direct impact, daily impact on its residents, and whereas municipal government provides services and programs and programs that enhance the quality of life for residents, making their city their home. And whereas city government is administered for and by its citizens and is dependent upon public commitment to the understanding of its many responsibilities, and whereas the city government officials and employees share the responsibility to pass along the understanding of public services and their benefits, and whereas the Florida City Week offers an important opportunity for elected officials and city staff to spread the word to all citizens of Florida that they can shape and influence this branch of government, and whereas the Florida League of Cities and its member cities have joined together to teach citizens about municipal government through a variety of activities. Now therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission and our citizens, do hereby recognize October 20th through 26th, 2025 as Florida City Week, and encourage all citizens, Florida city governments, and municipal employees to actively promote, sponsor, and participate in events that recognize and celebrate this important observance. The City of Pahokee further encourages educational partnerships between city government, schools, civic groups, and community organizations to strengthen understanding and engagement in local government. In official recognition whereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed on this 14th day of October. Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor, Vice Mayor Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Thank you, City Attorney. Could you read the second proclamation into record?
This is the second proclamation. Whereas breast cancer remains one of the most common cancers among women in the United States and continues to affect families and communities across the nation. And whereas every early detection through regular screening and mammography significantly increases the chances and successful treatment and survival. And whereas advances in medical research, education, and community support have improved outcomes for many individuals diagnosed with breast cancer, but continued awareness and prevention efforts are essential. And whereas Breast Cancer Awareness Month, observed nationally each October, serves as a reminder of the importance of early detection, ongoing research, and compassionate support for those affected by this disease. And whereas the City of Pahokee proudly joins individuals, families, organizations, and healthcare professionals throughout the nation in recognizing Breast Cancer Awareness Month and encouraging all residents to learn more about the importance of regular screenings and self-examinations. And whereas we honor the survivors who have demonstrated courage and strength, remember those who have lost their lives, and reaffirm our commitment to promoting education, research, and hope for a cure. Now, therefore, I, Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor of the City of Pahokee, on behalf of the citizens, the City Commission, and our citizens, do hereby recognize October 2025 as Breast Cancer Awareness Month and encourage all residents to participate in activities that promote awareness, education, and early detection in the fight against breast cancer. In official recognition whereof, I hereto set my hand and cause the seal of Pahokee to be affixed on this 14th day of October 2025. Keith W. Babb Jr., Mayor, Vice Mayor Sanquetta Cowan Williams, Commissioner Isabel J. McDonald, Commissioner Everett D. McPherson Sr., and Commissioner James H. Scott.
Thank you, City Attorney. At this time, we would ask,
Dr. Jane.
Dr. Jenga's here.
okay, Dr. Jenga to come up to receive the proclamation, and if the commission would join me on the floor as we present this proclamation on behalf of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes. Presentation. You can do it.
Dr. Jenga, on behalf of the Pahokee City Commission, Commissioner Scott, Commissioner Williams, Vice Mayor Williams, Commissioner McDonald, Commissioner McPherson, along with our interim city manager, Ms. Bussey, and myself. It is indeed a great pleasure to present this proclamation to your organization in behalf of Breast Cancer Month. And I now would allow our city commissioner, Mr. McPherson, to present this to you on behalf of the commission.
Dr. Jigga, on behalf of the city of Pahokee, we just want to thank you for the services, all the services that you have provided to this local community, and we just want to encourage you to continue to do the work that you're doing, and we just want to thank you, and on behalf of the city of Pahokee, I would like to present this proclamation to you.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure and an honor to be able to serve the city of Pahokee, and I thank God that He put it on my husband and my heart to bring in power to my Speak up.
Mayor, if I may, I want to give a little background on the proclamations. Okay, the first proclamation that was given, it was about the Florida City Week, where October 20th through 26th has been recognized as that. During this week, city staff, along with myself, will be having organizations with our elected officials, civic partners, and also community partners that will provide an opportunity, okay, for residents to come out, gather information, and allow our public officials to show you what their service is about, other organizations as well. Now, we're still in the planning stage, so I don't have specific information right now. We'll have more information coming out within the next 24 to 20 hours, 40 hours. And we're hoping that when we do these events, that the community will come out and take advantage of the services and bring a bond between the residents and our officials. And the second one was about the month of October being recognized as our Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This is to encourage our residents to support any event, such as the announcement that was made earlier, to bring awareness to the disease of cancer and to understand the importance of regular screening. And so we're just asking you all to please support these events as we continue to bring the community more information as we go along. So thank you, Mayor. That's the report.
Thank you. Next, we don't have any consent agenda items on old business, discussion of existing activities of previously held events, if any. I don't know if you have any you want to mention, City Manager. I will mention one, the all-class picnic from Pahokee High School alumni was very well attended. It was a great event. Quite a few of the classes was there, and I think that event will be held on an annual basis. The City of Pahokee was an official co-sponsor of that event. So again, if you attended it, whether you're alumni or not, I thank you for participating in that awesome event. Next, we don't have any resolutions, no new business. And now we'll move to the report of the city mayor. I'll try not to be too long, but since we only had 2 items on our agenda, I wanted to make sure that I did get this opportunity to publicly, again, congratulate the interim city manager, Tammy Bussey, on her selection as being our interim city manager.
Thank you.
I know that some out in the community say that the mayor was the only one who didn't support Ms. Bussey. I'll beg your pardon on that. It was a unanimous vote to appoint her interim city manager. And again, no, she wasn't my first choice. She wasn't my second choice or the third choice. And that's just human nature. We had an election. We had interviews. And I chose, or I would have chosen, the one I thought was the most qualified during that time period that we interviewed. And I don't have any problem with any criticism or any complaints that anyone have that say the mayor didn't support her. But when we went to the vote, it was unanimously because I agreed with my colleagues. I went with the majority. That's with their choice to elect someone. I'll do this and I'll say this. If I wanted a doctor and I had to have heart surgery and it was a great lawyer, I would choose the best doctor I can get. Not saying that that lawyer's not sharp, but for that particular job, that's who I would choose, and that's just an analysis of my reason. IT.
Pahokee, Florida is a little city with a big vision. It's easy to see why. The view of Lake Okeechobee is spectacular, and the progressive community leadership is pretty impressive too.
We want our residents to want to be here, to love to be here. This is a great place to work, play, and I should say live.
The city is determined to build a new Florida hotspot for ecotourism and business. The Pahokee Campground and Marina on the shores of America's second largest freshwater lake just finished a $1.2 million upgrade. There's new landscaping, parking lots, security, and plans for a restaurant deck overlooking the lake. The state of Florida has awarded Pahokee 5 major grants to enhance infrastructure and amenities, from sidewalks and lighting to drainage and public parks. This is the only city with direct access to the lake. You can fish on the seawall or drop your boat in the water and spend the day in paradise. The right location is a huge advantage. Pahokee offers a strategic setting, international airports, and deep water seaports nearby. Only 45 minutes to Palm Beach, 80 miles to Miami, and 90 miles to Fort Myers in the Gulf of Mexico, all via U.S. and state highways. Class 1 rail runs adjacent to the city. Sugar from Florida begins its journey here with destinations across the nation and around the world. With lower land, labor, and operational costs, companies here enjoy significant competitive advantages. In fact, overall costs are 12% lower than crowded urban markets. Pahokee is a family-oriented community. There is a comfortable small-town feeling. People love it here. Life is serene. The days are peaceful and productive. The regional workforce has a heritage in agriculture and tourism. Workers are skilled, hands-on, blue-collar, and deeply loyal to their companies.
I would say to any business looking to do business anywhere in the state of Florida, that the city of Pahokee would be one of the first that I would look at. We're ready to explode. We worked really hard in improving our infrastructure. We have great schools, we have great parks, so if you want to have an opportunity to grow, this is the place to be.
If your company is engaged in distribution, warehousing, manufacturing, or ecotourism, come explore this beautiful city with a big vision. Here in Pahokee, Florida, we are building a city and community of choice for living, working, and business development. So come check us out, and you'll love what you see.
The reason I wanted to remind not only the residents, but even our commissioner, that the city of Pahokee, I feel, has been on the move. We've had some setbacks. We've had several city managers in the last 7 to 8 years, and the turnover sometimes delay our progress. But you can assure yourself that we have done some things that we don't get credit for. Some people, even in Pahokee, don't mention or don't know some of the things that have occurred. I'll give you just a few. We completed a total renovation of the gymnasium a couple years ago. That building had been closed since 2009. It took about $2 million, mainly came from the county support who helped to renovate that particular building. Now it's open for the public and open for our youth to have an opportunity to have decent recreation activities and a place that they can be off the streets and safe in a secure environment. We renovated and built a state-of-the-art football field, a youth field. It costed $800,000 to do that, close to almost $1 million, but it was for our youth, so they can have a field and an opportunity to engage in sports as well as any other community. Demolition. We demolished the old City Hall to make room for a possible hotel in the future. We have spoken to some investors and some hotel folks that are interested in the possibility of providing a hotel for our community. I think the last hotel or motel or whatever close to that was Drastic Water about 30 to 40 years ago. And we have had developers come here on site to look at that property and go into some communications on what we would like to have done there. So we're looking to do that. Another demolition has been the old water tower, just as you go up the dike. We demolished that for not only having room for the hotel, but for a parking garage there that would cross over from the hotel to your parking garage as a possibility. We demolished the old hospital that been there for about 30 years, Ida. Now that site is the current home of the new town home development, a project that will have at least 60 units of rental units. And that's took some work and some encouragement. No one just came and went through Pahokee and decided, hey, let's build there. You know, that took some initiative by the current, not the current city manager, but the city manager at that time, along with the mayor, to ask would they consider doing something in Pahokee. When we went to a meeting when Belglade was looking at the old Gove Elementary School about building a complex, a housing complex there. So we have taken some lot of proactive steps. In the last 8 years, and I know our roads are one of the worst, some of the worst in the Glades or even in the county, but do you know at 60% of our roads has been paved or was paved at one time, from Bacon Point Road to Hooker Highway, several roads that we have had paved in the last 8 years, over 60%. So our challenge now is to really help improve our infrastructure and our roads. We received, I know a lot of folks saying that the city hadn't received any money from the state. And if you remember, the last 8 to 9 years, this city has received over $10 million in funding. We've had the governor of the state of Florida come to the Pahokee. We've hosted one of the biggest town hall meeting anywhere in the Glades, certainly possibly even in West Palm Beach. And it was dealing with Senate Bill 60, where they wanted to take farmlands from the farmers. So we fought to make sure that that didn't happen. We had the Senate president come down here in Pahokee, right here in Pahokee, not in just Belglade, not in South Bay, but here in Pahokee. We had the state senator, Marco Rubio, come down here directly in Pahokee for town hall meetings and conferences with our city and our residents. So there's a lot that have happened. Even that video that you saw, that was a creation to promote the city of Pahokee and to seek job opportunities for our residents. We went to Las Vegas to a retail convention. Over 300 retailers were there. We spoke with over 100 retailers, encouraging them to come to Pahokee, inviting them to come to Pahokee, encouraging them to consider having a business here in Pahokee. So a lot have been done, and a lot will continue to do, but we need to, as a commission, work together, and we need to do it with our residents too. We're not talking about doing it on our own because we know that we can't do it on our own. I was one of the first who initiated a live streaming here in Pahokee. We didn't have that before. Now that was done for transparency, so everyone know what we're doing and see what we're doing. So all the naysaying and negativity out there, please believe that you need to see things for yourself. And there are some folks who want Pahokee to fail. The way we're going, if our residents are not working with this city and with everyone on here that's elected, this city could possibly fail. So we need to work together, and we need to minimize our negativity that we're having in this community. And that will conclude my report. Next, we'll have the report of the interim city manager.
Okay, good evening. Like the mayor said, this is a short meeting, but we'll make it a little longer with our comments. Trying to figure out where to start. First, I want to thank, you all for being here this evening. And I wrote what I want to say. So if you see me, I'll read part of it because I want to get it out so I can move on. We're here tonight for the betterment of the city. But I want to ask all of you to just pray for me. I want to thank you all who came out to support me, my family, my friends, my sorors, and the residents, and especially my 5 boys. All 5 of them are here tonight, and I just want to thank you all. But more importantly, I want to thank those who don't agree with me being here, those that don't think I'm qualified. I want to thank you all because more than anything, I'm motivated. That motivates me, whether you're for me or not, that motivates me because I'm going to do everything in my power to serve this city faithfully and legally, okay? I sincerely want to thank the 4 commissioners who selected me as your choice and asked them to just have confidence in me. It's like anything else you do. You get trained and you learn the first time you do something. When I became a deputy, I received field training. When I became a teacher, I went through instructional courses. Unfortunately, I wasn't afforded that opportunity when I took on this position, but I'm determined to serve you all well. Our office staff have been tremendous for me, and one of them sits right here next to me, Miss Nylene. She's been a big help to me. And I just want to share that with you all so you all will know where I'm coming from. So when you see the success, you'll understand the fight, okay? I want to become your permanent city manager, one that you all will be pleased with That's what I want to do. Because this is my hometown. This is my hometown. And I heard the mayor talk about the progress of Pahokee, and that's what we want to do. And I have the tenacity, the determination, and the love of Pahokee, because I'm from Pahokee, to do what I need to do. And I want to show you all versus telling you all. My motto would be, during this tenure is, our dirt may be dark, but our future is bright. Just let me do it. I have already gotten started by meeting with stakeholders and business partners who have the potential to help me work with you all as we move our city forward. I want to be concerned about what you're concerned about. I want us to be transparent so that way you can trust us. It is too premature to reveal what I have going on, but you'll see the results real soon. So I want to say to you all too now, as you are here today, I want you all to keep coming back, because we need you present here to share with us what your concerns are, so we'll know what we need to go out and make happen. So just keep coming and keep serving. I'm here to serve in the best interest of the city, not me. I'm here because I want to be, not because I need to be. I am here. I'm not here to get anyone. I'm here to get and keep what belongs to the city and move forward. I want you all to know, with that being said, I'm a little bit concerned. I am here. I interviewed because of my heart for Pahokee. I retired from the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, my husband and I. I could sit back and put my feet up. But I decided to come in here and fight to help those who want to see Pahokee move forward, to work with the leaders and my commissioners who chose me to do what I can to make this city move forward, to fix the things that need to be fixed, to fix the roads, demolish these buildings that need to be demolished, and go out there and take care of those dead people who are out there in the cemetery that needs to be taken care of. And so I just want to let you all know this. As I sit here, I am concerned. I am concerned about where we are. Because like I said, I didn't get the vital information turned over to me. I don't know what the budget looks like. I don't know what the urgent projects are that needs to be done. I don't know that. I'm here to make sure that I find out though. And as a result of me being concerned, to protect myself, along with all of us sitting up here, and you all sitting out there, to protect us, I want to request that an independent, external auditing team come in here and do an audit before I move forward. That's my request, because I can't depend on the past. I want to move forward, but knowing that we're all protected. So I don't know if you need a motion or what, but that's my request, that we have an external independent auditor come in so that way we can move forward and the community can see that we're transparent and we want to do things the right way. And so I want to know if someone would make a motion or whatever we need to do from here.
Next agenda, we can have it on the agenda. We're not.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. We'll make sure it's on there. Pardon me, Mr. McPherson?
No, that's be a part of a future agenda items if it will come up
Thank you.
during that section.
Mr. Love, it's not your time to talk at this point, sir. Does that conclude your report, City Manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we have the report of the city attorney, if any.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we move to future agenda items of the commissioners, if any, and I'll start with Commissioner McPherson.
Yes, one of the future agenda items that I would like to have in reviewing the meeting for the September 8th meeting, when we find out that we were going to be advertising the city manager's position, going back reviewing that, I noticed that the commission didn't have any input on the qualifications, so I would like to have that withdrawn, the advertisement that out there, and have the commission for a future agenda item that we discuss and put in place the qualifications that this commission would like to see, other than what, because that's a person that we're going to be hiring, and we need to be involved in that process. So to clarify, whatever advertisement is out there, now those people that have already submitted, those applications will still be accepted. However, we're going to put that up, review those qualifications as far as this commission is concerned, because those qualifications was put out without our knowledge. The next thing that I want to bring back for a future agenda item.
That would need to be
I'll second.
second, and it has been moved and properly second. Call for questions. I'll make a question. I don't see why we would pull the applications that we have and the advertisement that we have.
I never said pull those applications will be still considered whatever advertisement once we review the qualifications, just to clarify that.
I'm just trying to understand what we're doing here, because if you've accepted applications already and then you're going to change the criteria for any future applications, we're going to have some issues with regards to that, because how are we going to properly assess the individual that will be chosen for the permanent position when we got different criteria for the ones that are already in, and then we're going to change the criteria for any future application?
That'll be based on the questions and stuff that we ask. However, listen to what I'm saying. I'm asking that that job was put out without the commission's knowledge. It was advertised without the commission's knowledge. And that's a position that we're hiring for, and I think we need to have some input on those qualifications as far as being accepted. Now, those people that have already submitted applications, all of those applications will be accepted. We're not knocking anybody out of the qualifications, but me as a sitting commissioner, I don't think that was the proper way to do that, with that being advertised without our knowledge.
I think in the middle of rowing, in the middle of the stream, and you stopping and doing something totally different, HR assisted with putting those qualifications out there, the same qualifications we have had for ages on the qualification of our city manager. When you do that, and you can, the majority can do what they want to do, but when you do things like that, that's not transparent to anybody. People saying now, are there a plan that you're doing that maybe fit the qualification of someone you may be interested in hiring? And you're going to be able to hire the one you want anyway, qualification or not, but to make these changes like that, that's what the perception would be. And we're always priding ourselves on being transparent and being open, but that's not what we're doing.
I don't think that process was transparent to the commission.
I have a question, attorney. With the advertisement being out already and listening to Commissioner McPherson, will we be able to legally do that without any repercussions behind it, or will that put the city in the not so good place?
For the city manager's position, you all have the authority to do whatever you decide to do with that application. You can amend it, you can pull it, you can suspend you can do whatever you want to do with the process. You did pass a resolution, let me just put this caveat, as long as it stays within the parameters of a resolution that you previously passed, and that resolution has mimics the charter in terms of having a qualified manager and some of those kind of things. And it does have some other, I don't have it in front of me, but the clerk can, I'm sure, pull it up. It does have some other requirements for your manager, but as long as you stay within those, and those were kind of general parameters, so assuming if it doesn't conflict with that, you would be permitted to change it in any way that you feel appropriate as a commission.
I would say too that for those of you that are concerned that we chose someone that does not have the qualifications, it's about being able to comprehend what a particular task entails. So I would just say, do your homework.
Okay, any additional questions? We have a motion and a second on the floor to have the applications withdrawn, not that they wouldn't
Suspend the advertisement, pretty much.
I
suspend
have a question.
advertisement of the position.
I have a question. I want to make sure that I understand this. Are we talking about all of the positions or just the city manager position?
The city managers right now, just because we only hired the city manager's position.
Okay,
and the
okay.
clerk.
So you're to my current right now. Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I had the right understanding.
Any additional questions? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? This again is for a future agenda item to be included, hopefully at our next commission meeting. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes,
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
No. Motion passes by a majority for one vote.
and I have one more, and that will conclude my future agenda items. And this may be just an item for discussion. Ms. Bussey had mentioned about the audit. We've already had some previous audits, but what I would like to do, there's some corrective action that should be done, submitted. I would like that to bring back to the next commission meeting so we can make that a priority to make sure that we take care of those things that need to be taken care of, find out where we are on that particular status. And those were some audit findings and some recommendations that came from the from the Inspector General's office.
Yes, sir, Mr. McPherson, and that's already being worked on. I've already gotten started on those things.
So we just bring it back to the commission so we can all take a look at it and just put it on there for a discussion for the next agenda. I'd like to make a motion that it be put on for a discussion.
Are there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and second that we bring back at our next commission meeting or at a future agenda.
At our next commission meeting. As a future agenda item.
All right. Call for
That's it.
I have a question. Commissioner McPherson, are we going to have we're talking about the report from the Inspector General, are we going to have a workshop where we're going to sit down and go through, as a commission with the manager, trying to respond to these questioners, or are we allowing the manager to go ahead and put her responses together and then bring them to us and we're going to go through them in the meeting, or are we going to do that in a workshop setting?
No, I just want those things to come so we can look at them for a discussion. Now, if there need be, just really to find out where we are. And for that reason, then if we needed to have a workshop, then we could do that later on. But I think time is of the urgency that we make that a priority to make sure that we be on the same page as the Inspector General.
And the only reason I was asking that, because I know we are at time of essence, as if I heard her correctly, she said that she didn't get anything. And I know we've gone through that, and where, the previous city manager read all of that to us. So that's why I was asking if we were going to try to go ahead and move forward with the workshop, since she has not been given anything, she said, so that we can go ahead and try to make sure that we're not, caught and we don't have it done and we're looking at it again, whereas we can go through a workshop and we can start, it could be distributed to us again, and when we come to the workshop, we could probably have some ideas already together that we could put together. That's why I was asking.
We can have a workshop before the meeting if y'all like, but that's, I just want that to make sure that be a priority thing from the whole commission. Because I don't think we need to wait. That's one of the things I know that is very urgent.
That's what I was saying about a workshop.
So are we amending?
If you want to have a workshop, have that as a future item when you come up with your suggestions or recommendations.
Well, I guess,
But all my motion was that she bring back what she have for discussion. And then if you want to, when you make your motion, you can add a workshop to
I guess
that
we can just
also.
wait to see where we are first then.
In addition to questions, hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes, motion passed by unanimous vote. Commissioner Mike Donner, have any suggestions for future agenda items?
I do. Good evening. I'm so glad to see all of you here this evening. And as the city manager has said, we need you all here every meeting because it is about the city and not about any one of us. And someone commented on how short the meeting was going to be, but I beg to differ. Future agenda items. I'm waiting on a public records request to be filled. And so I don't know if I need to do this individually. I got about 6 items here I need to bring up. If you need me to pump the brakes in between, I can do that.
We have suggested in the past that we will try to limit on each meeting up to 2. If everyone brought 6 or 7, then I don't even know how the agenda would even be completed. Then the city manager has items that need to be on there.
Okay, I got
that
plenty of
cause
time.
them-
I do too.
Thank you.
Okay, so the first item that I want to see on the agenda is the file regarding the hotel. I have been working with some individuals, and I'm looking to try to get that project going forward. So if we can add that as a future agenda item, would be most appreciated. And the next thing that I would like to see on the agenda is a consideration for the monthly expenditures being provided to the commission so that we don't have to drag it out and have issues fester over the whole year before we realize that we have an issue. So,
Let's take this first and then get a second, if there's a second, and we'll vote on that one, then we'll proceed with the second suggestion.
I'll second for the hotel.
Okay. So the recommendation to add for a future agenda item is to bring back any files or any information related to the hotel search or information. And I will advise the interim city manager that we had a workshop and we had a live streaming of that presentation by, I think it was Wyndham Hotel. So maybe if we can get that done, the IT can even share that during our commission meeting if necessary and needed.
okay, I'll wait until after the vote.
And just for the record, Mr. Mayor, this is not about public records, right, Commissioner? This is just,
No,
you
it's
want
not.
these to come back to the commission
Right,
for
right.
consideration? Okay.
Any other questions on that particular item? Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams?
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson?
Yes.
Commissioner Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Bab?
Yes, motion passed by unanimous vote. And your second item again, you recall.
A request for the monthly expenditures to be provided to the commission every month instead of waiting until the end of the year.
Is there a second to that?
Second.
It's moved by Commissioner Scott, second by Commissioner Scott. Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes, motion passed by unanimous vote. Vice Mayor Williams.
Yes, I have one future agenda item. I'm not sure, I know I received a letter from Commissioner Sarah Baxter. It was a letter that was written in, from residents with concerns in regards to the city. And in that letter, Commissioner Baxter routed it back to the city, and she wanted to know, she sent us in a response, she wanted to know what is it that she could do to support the concerns that was in the letter. And so my future agenda item is that I'm asking if, as a commission as a whole, if we could have one letter written, and I can forward the letter to the interim city manager coming from this commission, if they receive the letter as well, to read it, and we give our top 3 concerns that the county can help us with in that letter, that the county can, whatever assistance that they can offer. And in that letter, we put our top 3 concerns based on what we received in that letter, and letting them know that we do want to partner with them. They're asking us what is it that they can do to support us, and acknowledging that we did receive the letter, and as a whole from the commission, so that we're all on one accord in what our top 3 priorities are that we would like for them to assist us with.
I got one question.
You have to wait
Gotta
till
go
you call
second
for question. You have to put the motion, and then you ask.
Let's see if there's a second to that.
Second.
It been moved and second. Call for question, Commissioner McDonald.
I'm just curious how you propose we compile that letter, workshop or,
Oh, we can do it in a workshop.
okay.
Or once I draft, what we can do is forward the letter to the commissioner, to the city manager, and she can do a draft, and if there anything we want to input or add, then we can do that, and we can do it in a workshop form or a meeting. Doesn't, either or. So that we can be all on one accord.
I would say if we're going to do a letter, it should come from primarily the interim city manager, but as you stated, once she drafted the letter, we should be able to give some additional input, maybe saying, I would like this included as a priority if possible, could
Right.
be added. So I
Making
would
sure we
like
put
for it
those
to be
top,
that
I
way. I
definitely
don't
want the
know if
priorities
that
in there. Did you
need a
receive?
workshop for that or
Oh.
not, but I would definitely recommend having the interim city manager pose the letter, and then we will provide input once we receive the draft copy.
Did you get did any of the other commissioners get the letter? Did you get the letter, Mayor Bab?
I don't recall getting it.
Did you get the letter, Ms. McDonald?
Yes, I got the letter.
Yes, I got the letter.
So you didn't, okay.
Okay.
So we just want to make sure.
Well, it was
what-
forwarded to me from Ms. Baxter's office in the email.
Yes. Mm. So
Okay.
we trying to build our relationships back, and I think this would be a great start
In
in seeing what they can do.
additional questions, hearing none, you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Commissioner Scott?
No, I think she's gonna be busy enough. I'm going to.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next, we have comments of the city commission for the good of the order. And I start with Commissioner Scott at this time.
Yeah.
No, public comments, you
Public
skip.
comment.
Public
Okay.
comments.
general public.
Yeah, I'm sorry. City Clerk, do we have any comments cards from our general public?
Yes, sir. The
Thank
first person under this section would be Corey Wilkerson.
Good,
Good afternoon.
Vice Mayor Williams, Commission, and Mrs. Russell, I love them colors, and I'm not from Pahokee, I love the colors we have on. Before you have a package from Metro Community Development,
Yes. Thank you, sir.
you have a package from Metro Community Development, and in your package, you will find the things we have done since our inception. And I want to put this out there because I want my comment on public record. The money we spend in Berkeley, South Bay, and Pahokee doesn't have any city name on it. Even though there are city people mainly in Pahokee, and you see the staff who thinks Chloe is about money. I'm like, man, bitch, I can be at home doing this. With my legs shit up. So I don't need the money and I don't need the work. But I love the people in the glades. So I'm asking the city, will you support this year throughout 3 activities? It's not one day, it's a whole weekend. We're doing a 2 or 3 split competition on that Friday night. We're doing a basketball event on that Saturday, and we're taking 30 kids from Pahokee High School and Municipal High School to see the man-made game against the Toronto Raptors. Competition has been applied for. So I'm just asking the city of Pahokee, which I'm going to ask Berkeley and South Bay to support this initiative, because it's not cheap.
How much, okay. All right. How much does it cost per student to go to the heat game?
So the ticket was originally $162
Per ticket?
per ticket. But since we are a non-profit, we got ticket down to $65 per person per student. If you multiply that by 65 times 15 is about $975. I don't know if the commission will approve that. I'm not hoping so, but I do all of that. So that's
I
what.
got a question. For the transportation, I mean, the parents taking them, or y'all providing transportation?
Now, our plan is to provide a truck bus and take the city back half chaperone from Letco and a coach from me, from high school girls and Pahokee girls, boys, and girls and
High
boys.
school students? Right?
That,
Okay.
number high school.
So how much money you asking for?
How many kids from Pahokee is going?
15 from
Isn't it?
Pahokee High
It's 15.
and 15 from Municipal.
And so the students don't pay anything?
No, no.
When is the deadline? When do you need the funds by?
I need to have everything to make by November 1st.
Can we get an updated, because I'm looking at the projects on there, most of these projects are already completed in 2024. I think the only thing that's left is the December, and well, I see a November, no, that's November 23rd in process. Some-
A lot of projects that are going on, happening, they're ongoing. Some have been completed, some are ongoing.
Because I don't see that budget on here that you're talking about.
No, it says
It's in the letter.
$65.
It's in the letter.
Yes,
It says in the letter.
in September, Mr. September.
Just for information, if we hadn't changed it, I think during our budget process, we did allocate $1,000 for donations from this commission. I'm not saying we should give 1,000 to one entity, but at least it's in the budget. So that's something we can consider, maybe what we would like to give out of that pot of money and put it on the agenda, and we'll vote on it during that time if we decide that that's what we want to do to assist this organization. But it's up to the commission as a whole if we wanted to do that. But I know we have 1,000 allocated for community donations.
That's 1,000 for the whole year?
Yeah, for the whole year. At one point, we was giving, like, when someone come up and we had the money, we would give like $100 as a contribution. I'm not saying it have to be limited to 100, but the whole pot that we had set aside in the budget was 1,000. Not saying we can't go any higher, but that's what it was in the budget.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I had quite a few kids to go through his program, and they supported those kids at high school level with their insurance. Like, every year, kids have to pay for their own insurance, but Mr. Wilkinson made sure that was taken care of for the boys and the girls, you know, that did basketball. So that's what I'm just saying. I don't think $100 for me to do this, because he giving them $65 to take them to the game. Then that's transportation, and knowing him, he gonna feed them. You know.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So they ain't gonna. I'm just saying that ain't.
Well, I was just asking, you don't get any grants or anything, so you're expecting the 3 cities to pay for
Well,
to pay for everything?
I do get grants for certain projects, I do. But when it comes to this 203 event, you can't get grant money for that. You can't do grant money. It's been tracked. You can't do grant money. So I depend on donations and asking individuals, but a lot of things we do, it comes out of our pocket.
So as of now, I know you say you're doing donations, so as of now, you don't have any donations for this, and you need the money by November the 1st.
Well, I have put almost 50 letters, so I'm just hoping and praying. But let's see, if God give me some, He gonna provide a way.
I would say we put it on our agenda for our next meeting, and we'll come up with an amount we are able to. We'll have the city manager look at our current budget and see what amount would be a decent donation. When I say the 100, I was just talking about previously in the past.
No, I
I
understand.
wasn't really suggesting we just give 100 though.
I just have one more question. So did you say you taking a total of 15 kids or 15 kids from Pahokee and 15?
And 15 for the central.
Total of 30.
Okay,
$1,000.
okay, because this said total 15, that's why I was asking, because your letter said 15 kids.
But it's total 30.
Okay,
Okay.
that's not what the letter said, it said total 15.
Hopefully we'll have enough time, because if we do it at our next meeting, he'll be able to get whatever we decide to give at our next meeting. We'll vote on it then.
Next meeting. All right. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Put it on the future agenda.
Yeah, it'll be considered a future agenda item. If you want to
Okay.
move that.
I make a motion we put on the future agenda item.
Second.
Call for questions. Hearing none, are you ready for a vote? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Scott,
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson,
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes. Motion passed by unanimous vote. Okay. Are there any additional comments, cards?
Yes,
from
sir.
the
We have
audience?
several. The next person
Okay.
is Ms. Joanne Culberson.
Joanne Culberson, 1621 East Main Street. I'm here about the cemetery. I went to the cemetery Saturday because it was my mother's birthday. The cemetery is a mess. And Keith, one of my family's plots is over by where somebody that says Keith Babb, so I assume it's somebody in your family. If y'all hadn't been up there, you need to go up there and look at how it is. It was on a Saturday. There was a guy sitting on a gator with his phone. There was one on a lawnmower way to the back where nobody goes. The sandspurs, you can't even walk out there. When you walk out there, and if you have on long breeches, the sandspurs are going to just jump all over your breeches. And it looks like some stuff has been sprayed where the limbs and the stuff has died, and it's really a mess out there. Today, I got up and went back out there because I wanted to be sure that first of all, did they work on Saturday? I went back up there just to see if they had done anything. And I went over to where my dad's plots and stuff is. And it's no better than it was Saturday. But something's got to be done up there. The last comment I had up here was on the hogs digging up everything out there. And now the grass is so high and it looks terrible. I will say that the over on the new part of the cemetery looks like it has been cut. But something needs to be done about the cemetery because that's a sacred thing to Pahokee, and it's a lot of the older families in the. I mean, I can get upset talking about it. Another thing, just listening at the first when one of the guys was up here talking about the prison stuff and the thing on Anona, he said. I think we need to check into what that is because, that's been brought up several times and people were against things. And nobody wanted to talk about that, but that's something. And another thing, we do have a new business here. Muck Liquors is opened up, so we do have a new business in Pahokee. The first thing when Bab was talking about everything and showing all that, we'll never get a motel here until we clean up this town and get something done here. I mean, and stick with the plan and find out where all the money got gone. What's happened?
Thank you, Ms. Culberson. Thank you.
The next person is Robert Love.
Santa Claus in October. Santa Claus in October. I can't wait to get up here, 'cause I can't get put out now. Good evening, everybody, but Bab. Good evening, everybody in here, but Bab. I'm telling you, 'cause he had the audacity to sit up there and tell a lie about how he feel about Miss Bussey. You felt the same way about Miss McDonald. You didn't vote for her. You ain't vote for nobody then. Talking about qualification. Let me tell you something about that man, Chandler Williamson. He was never qualified. He was never a city manager. They made him a city manager. And he talked about all that junk on that old stuff, what he had up there. Why you ain't talk about them millions of dollars what y'all done stole, what the OIG say y'all done stole? Why you ain't talk about that? That's negative. I guess you say it's negative, but it's positive to me. Because I'm going to let you know something else, too. Mr. Greg Thompson up there, y'all went to the police on him for a four-wheeler. Y'all filed charge on him for a four-wheeler. Now, these people done stole all these $1 million. Y'all ain't went to nobody on them. Y'all been sitting up here telling us that lie about y'all going to the state attorney's office. Ain't nobody been to the state attorney's office. Know how I know? Because I've been to the state attorney's office. I've been. And they told me that's some bull junk what y'all doing because y'all ain't doing nothing going to the state attorney's office until you file a police report, until you file a form of complaint. They ain't gonna do nothing. The OIG don't do nothing. The man say the OIG can't do nothing but tell y'all what y'all need to do. And every time they tell y'all what y'all need to do, Michael Jackson come up in here and he wrote a letter for you to the OIG talking about what y'all gonna need to do. Oh, we gonna put this in place. They ain't putting nothing in place. But when I get through with the sheriff department, everything gonna be in place, cause I'm going. Just like I went to, I know you seen it on the see me on the going to state attorney. That's why you set up here with that long old thing about, oh, we done did this, we done did that, we got $1 million for this, and y'all stole it. Y'all stole all the money. But just like I still say, I told you a long time ago, when Lucas was here, you gonna have egg on y'all face. I told y'all were gonna have egg on y'all face. Now I ain't got nobody but you. I ain't got nobody but you, Keith. And when I go to the state attorney, I go to the police, I'm gonna show them the OIG report where your name is in there for taking money, where Mervin's name is in there for taking money, where Chandler Wilson's name is in there for taking money. Go and say what you want to say.
You're lying. That's what I want to say.
Why? How I'm lying?
That's inaccurate.
How I'm
Mr.
lying?
Love.
It's in the OIG report. Your name, Keith Bell.
That's
Keith Bell.
inaccurate.
When you get through, when I get through, I'm gonna make you a tell. I'm telling the truth.
Okay.
I told the truth about you gonna have egg on your face, but it ain't egg. Now it's doo-doo. It's doo-doo on your face. The egg done wore off. But I'm telling you, just like I said about y'all with Greg Thompson right there, standing right there. His ass going to court not for a goddamn four-wheeler. But here goes some people that stole $2-3 million.
Thank you, Mr. Love.
I know things. I ain't finished. Wait till I go home. I ain't finished. I'm going to go on live with your boy.
The next person is Efrain Murillo. Efrain Murillo. Okay, I don't think they're here. The next person is Consuela Cunningham.
So that's a tough act to follow. Hi, my name is Consuela Cunningham. I was born and raised in Pahokee, Florida. I currently reside in Port St. Lucie, Florida right now. I just want to say good evening to the mayor, Mayor Babb, city commissioners, city manager, and the citizens of Pahokee, and the Pahokee High School alumni, which is why I am here. On behalf of the Pahokee High School Alumni Committee, we want to first thank you again for your continued partnership and support during our first alumni picnic. And as you know, we had a large turnout for that event. I just want to thank everyone, mainly the citizens and mainly the alumni. That's who we did it for, and that's what we wanted to. We wanted the event to turn out. We wanted to turn out exactly like that. We do have improvements, so I'll move fast. So, because I only got 3 minutes, I didn't know I had 3 minutes, but I'll move to, saying what I really want to address, and I would be remiss if I didn't address the concerns that we had when we did arrive at the park. And mainly, we thank PBSO. However, we would like PBSO to be more proactive for the citizens when we have big events like this. Also, our first responders, we would like them to be present. We thank the commissioners and city manager for being present and letting the citizens see them at an event like this. Also, we would like to address the concerns about the conditions of the park and the facilities. That was a challenge for us. I think it would have went smoothly for us if the bathrooms was open and clean. They were clean. They wasn't too bad, but we want it to be much better than what we seen out there. The safety concerns that we had, a lot of holes and potholes and things like that in the park. We also have safety concerns for the kids because we had a lot of kids that were at the park, and we would like turf up under the parks, the equipment, because when the kids fall and stuff, so that's our concern. So we want to work in partnership with the city to improve the park, and we do have volunteers that can help out with whatever we need to help out, but we want to, with the money we raise, we want to ask the city, can we use some of those funds to help improve the city parks and whatever we need to do. But that's our main concern for having an event like this, besides bringing the community together and everything like that. And the community really showed up. I mean, I haven't seen people, you know, come together like that in a long time, from the 60s to all the way to the 2025 graduates at Pahokee High. So I really appreciate everyone, and that's one of the things that that I had and that we wanted to, on behalf of the committee. I know a lot of people may not know who all consist of our committee, but I'll announce who's a part of the Pahokee High School Alumni Committee. It's Mr. Darren Miller, who is the president, and you all know Darren. Alfonso Smith, who's the vice president. Myself, Consuela Cunningham, who's the treasurer. I always mess up her name, but I'll say Quetta Jones, which is the secretary. Tasha Tumlin, which is the event manager. And we came together, you know, to make this event happen. And we like to thank everyone for supporting us. I'll give you my email. I know I have to go, but our email is PahokeeAlumni25@gmail.com. And you can reach us also at 561-277-5829. And we want to continue partnership with the city. Thank you.
Repeat that phone number again for me.
The phone number is 561-277-5829.
Thank you.
I'm glad you went over 3 minutes. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything about over 3 minutes. He didn't say anything about Mr. Wilkerson. I'm glad y'all went over 3 minutes.
The next person is Ida Pringle.
You out of order, Mr. Love.
Miss Ida.
I'm back now.
Miss Ida Pringle.
Y'all gotta give me an extra minute.
Oh.
Come on with Tell about them damn pit bulls running around.
Somebody broke it, so I've been using this.
Praise God. My name is Ida Pringle. I live at 316 Kishman Avenue. I can't see bad. And I'm here tonight. I'm not talking about the money, not the night. But I was thinking about it. I'm here to talk to you, Mayor Bell. Sunday, when I come from church, in West Palm, all day had a good time. Pit bull come from across the next door at my future daughter-in-law. And I done called you 5 times about them pit bulls. First time I called you, and they got at me, they ran on the end of my garage, but the 5-year-old and God was holding that pit bull. I called you 5 times, and I said, ain't calling you no more. I said, I don't like to call the police, because we don't do that out there where I live at. You know, with police and stuff. And so, but I had to call them Sunday. And by the time my son got around the way his fiance was, the dog had to run back over there to his side. And the owner standing there laughing at him and another man. And that's what made me hot. Them dogs got me where I can't even sit on my porch. And I called the police, took them an hour to come to sheriff. I called again, I told the lady, I said, now this is the second time I done called y'all. She said, well, man, somebody on the way. So they got that guy who did the dog bite anybody. So what, I got to wait till the dog bite somebody? The devil is a lie. And I told the police, he went over there and talked with him. And I told the police, I'm not calling the sheriff no more, Channel 12 no more, Animal Control, and you, Mayor Bear, 5 times, I ain't calling you no more. And I wanted Deacon Carl to be here, because I want to say something to him too. He was riding out watching my house, they fixing, you know, doing my doors and my garage. Called me one day. Elder Pringle, could I ask you something? I said, sure. He said, do you have a permit? So I bought my mouth, but y'all know I'm slick mouth. but I be telling the truth. All these regular buildings in Pahokee, he out there the other day taking pictures up there by Harvard Church. Why you see they got a permit, these old regular roads. But I ain't calling nobody no more. I can't even let my garage up and sit on my garage. Here come them pit bulls. And you supposed to be sending them letters, and I got a thing, but I couldn't see it. It's called Section 5 or whatever. Y'all read it. Because they supposed to have them dogs, they out there supposed to be muzzled or on a leash. They don't have one on leash. Now, caretaker, I told you these same words. I said, when caretakers come, I got them on camera where one of the dogs ran across the driveway, and the caretaker, she reached down and got a rock. I told you, so my church member come visit my family, they come to set my garbage out, they got to run around their vehicle, and they be just standing there looking, laughing. But I told them I ain't calling nobody else, I done did all I know to do, and I'm sick of them. And I ain't gonna call you no more, I made sure I come them now.
We actually talked about that at our last meeting, the same incident you're talking about with pit bulls being unleashed, and tried to brainstorm the little time we had about what possibility that we could do to prevent things like that. We talked about informing animal control. They know about these situations. One lady got bit.
I said you left too.
One lady got bit, and they really didn't do anything. So our hands are tied. We even looked at what measurements or what ordinance we can pass to try to make the city a little more safer.
You just ain't doing right. I didn't know you were gonna do what you say you gonna do. Cause I believe you'd have gave them the letter, they would have known. Well, they should have had sense enough anyway. When the dogs out there, put them on a leash or muzzle them. Cause on the Section 5, read it. And they ain't got no vicious dogs. They got 2 dogs. And since I talked with you, they got another one. That's why I know you must be ain't did something on that.
Yeah.
So I started believing what you were saying.
You mentioned letters. You're saying that you gave me some letters to give to someone?
No, you said you were gonna take them a letter.
Oh, I was gonna take them a letter. Okay. All right.
Just like they say y'all wrote the attorneys, you ain't did nothing.
Okay.
And not 3 minutes might be on there.
Yes. It's up. I'm sorry, but we have it on record, and whatever we can do, we'll try to follow up as a city and see if there's something we can do about that situation, about the dogs being on leash.
I'm going to sit on my porch, because the church said I'm noted, but I ain't no very observant.
Thank you.
Mother Springer, you know who they belong to? The
Yeah, he know who they belong to. The man, the owner was standing right there laughing. Him and another man. But I know who I'm talking about. Yeah, he know. No. Yeah. And I want to say one more thing before I go back here. I got a prayer line that team. And shame on you, Mayor Keith Bell, how you talked about Ms. Butson. You shouldn't have said that. If you had that thought in your mind, you should have kept it to yourself. How you think that makes you look up there? All you want to do is sit up there and hit that gavel. That ain't no gym where you raise your arm. You don't do that here, ain't this?
Came out there, but his third choice. Somebody would stood up there and called us UP.
And I'm ready to, I 30 years. Going on 39, I ain't never had no problem with nobody. The first I ever had to call the police. And I said what I meant and meant what I said.
Thank you, Ms. Pringle. We'll see what we can do. Mayor, before we wrap up.
That's all the comments. I have a question, and I know we already finished and everything.
We're not quite finished, but we got one other item. You say what you need to say right now.
I had a couple of people approach me regarding Muck
Excuse me.
Tavern.
Somebody's talking.
I want to find out what the status of that venue is so that we can provide a proper response whenever someone asks about it.
I didn't even hear your question.
Attorney, isn't that, we have to put that out for bid for procurement and to follow the process?
Yes, sir.
And then they will have to bid on the project. I don't want to overstep my bounds, but the question.
If someone is interested in renting or leasing, we have to.
Have to follow the procurement process.
Okay.
Interim City Manager, you mentioned you had a question you wanted to.
I have an announcement to make. Announcement that we missed earlier.
Huh?
I have an announcement I would like to make.
Okay, we just need to finish, but
Right.
you can do that at. Go
Want
ahead.
to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. No, what I wanted to do, we missed it earlier. Just wanted to inform the residents that FDOT is having a meeting in reference to the State Road 15 and East Main Street resurfacing project. They're going to have a virtual meeting on Thursday, October 16th, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you can't attend in person, it'll be virtual. If you can attend, they're going to have Thursday, October 16th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. here at the Pahokee Commission Chamber. And so this is information that you all can come out and obtain if you're interested in the State Road 15 East Main Street resurfacing. It's also on the Pahokee's Facebook page and on the city's website. Okay, this is not hosted by the city. This is by FDOT. Okay.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We're gonna.
And then another announcement, we're having food distribution on October 21st at MAK Park with the Restoration Bridge. So if you all, along with PBSO, so if you all want to attend the food distribution on October 21st, that's another announcement that I have. And that's all.
Where is it at? Which part?
It's at MLK Park.
Okay.
Okay,
And I think
next-
it's at 10 a.m. on the 16th, on the 21st.
Next on the agenda is Commissioner's comments for the good of the order. And I'll start with Commissioner McPherson.
Yes, first thing I want to do, that committee that put on that Pahokee High School reunion, I just want to thank them. They did a tremendous, excellent job. And I said that to say, when our community gets involved, we can see more things happening like that. This year, Mr. Consuela, I just want to thank you and the rest of that committee for a tremendous job. It was a few little minor things that we need to fix and improve, but you guys did a great, awesome job. And you also mentioned, something about the money. I think we had already agreed that the money that y'all had left over would go to the next reunion. However, I just want to encourage you guys to get involved in our boards. Right now, we have established a Parks and Recreation Board, and we are actually working on some things to try to get those get some improvement done to MLK Park. I think Alfonso Smith is one of the members of the board, and I think Ms. Scott is. We have a meeting coming up. Just watch the announcement so you can come and participate in those meetings. But we're trying to put some things together as far as some improvements on MLK Park and what we can do. And then they have to bring that back before the commission once that committee decides. I'm just giving a report on that committee, and also. Is the guy from the Jack Brewer Foundation still here? And my question was, what's the qualifications for that particular housing? What kind of offenders is accepted in that program? I think that's pertinent information that we need to know. I think that's it. But again, I just want to encourage you guys to get on the boards, different boards that we're trying to create, that have been created. They've been established, but we just have a lack of volunteers. Get on those boards, because when the community gets involved in things, you can see a lot more things happening. And not only that, you are more closer to the community than we are. You know some of the things that you want to see in your community. That's why it's important that we get involved in our city. We can't do this all by ourselves. And again, I just want to congratulate and thank that committee that put that alumni thing together. Great job.
Commissioner McDonough.
I just want to again express my sentiments to those of you that are here, and thank you for coming out to this meeting. Don't let this be your last one. This is all in an effort, as we say, to progress Pahokee, and we cannot make the progress without you all. So I appreciate you coming out and having your say and doing what you can as individuals and collectively to help us progress Pahokee. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Williams.
I want to say good evening to all the residents. It's so good to see all of you all. I just want to say I attended the countywide transportation master plan planning that they have going on right now. It was in Belgrade at the library. I think it was Wednesday. Interim city manager went as well, and Mayor Babb came also. And one thing they wanted us to do to get out to the community, because now is the time that they're in the planning, and I did ask some questions in regards to lighting, because we do know that lighting is a concern that we have with a lot of our streets. We don't have lighting on a lot of our roads, and so that was one of my concerns. And since they're in the planning stages now, they want everyone to go to pbcmoves.com and do the survey. So they have a few questions on there. Take about 3 to 5 minutes to fill out those questions. Whatever it is that you see that you may want for your community or need for your community, and they're in the planning stages. And what they're doing is once they get all the surveys, they have it separated in regions. And so we'll be able to see what people have wanted for the Glades region. Some of the things that they put on there, I was kind of shocked what they were saying that we needed for the Glades, but the people that attended. But so let's not let a few people make the decisions. Let's all of us get involved and go on and do that survey. So some of what we want in our Glades region, that we make sure that it's, that we get some of it.
Could you give them the site?
Yes, it's pbcmoves.com. pbcmoves.com, and then you'll go on there and do the survey, the transportation survey, and then at the end, the way they're going to know what region you are is going to ask you what region, and you can type in your region, and then that's how they'll get all of the data as they're going around. Everyone have that? So please just take a few minutes, and even if you need some help, you can contact me on Monday. You can contact me. My number is 561-905-6518. If you need help completing it on Mondays, I'm at the old chamber building on Mondays, and if you need help, you can come by. I have a computer, and we can do it if you need some assistance. Okay, so I'll be over there. And again, I want to say thank you all for your support. Continue to work with us as we try to progress Pahokee. In January, hopefully we're going to start working on what our primaries are that we need, what we need for the city, so we can start trying to go to Tallahassee and start building relationships. I have a meeting. I've talked with Congresswoman Sheila McCormick, aide, and so hopefully we can start talking and trying to build relationships so that we can get funding for our city, even though they think we're probably not going to be able to do it, but we have a lot of work to do, and we're not going to be talking. We're going to start putting our feet to the ground, and we're going to be working and start meeting with our representatives, letting them know what our priorities are once we agree on them as a commission, and we're going to start putting our feet on the ground, working, trying to make sure that we get done what we need to get done to progress Pahokee.
Commissioner Scott.
Excuse me, Scott. Right there. I'm sorry, I forgot to send my condolences out to you when your grandfather passed. I forgot to stand up there and give you my condolences.
Thank you. Oh, okay. And please, and Monday, I will not be at the office on Monday because we're leaving, going to Alabama. My grandfather passed away. So Monday, I will not be in the office on this upcoming Monday. Thank you.
Commissioner Scott.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming out. And, Ms. Bussey, I believe in you. And I know this community believes in you.
Yes.
So just do what you do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
I'll say this. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Straight crowd. I hope that we actually be more cordial with each other, quit talking during commission meetings, and just be more respectful as it relate to Ms. Bussey. I congratulated her. I did make a comment that she wasn't my first or second or third choice. That's my prerogative. I have an opportunity to vote. Everyone have the ability to vote. I was trying to select who I thought were the most qualified and best person, and I do
Anybody that wasn't from home.
pull for her, hope for her, pray that she are very successful, because if she's successful, the city's successful, and we all successful. At this time, I entertain a motion for the adjournment of the meeting.
Mayor Bab, I move that we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
And move to second, call for question, hearing none. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams. I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Man, we haven't adjourned yet. We're doing votes.
Vice Mayor Calvin Williams.
Yes.
Commissioner McPherson.
Yes.
Commissioner McDonald.
Yes.
Commissioner Scott.
Yes.
Mayor Bab.
Yes, motion passed, meeting adjourned.